Hello guys and girls, Raj here, back with another video. I am an enterprise solutions architect working at AWS. In this video, we are going to learn how to code any boto3. So we're gonna pick a very popular use case and then I'm gonna code with you guys and girls. Basically, I'm gonna show how I search for the documentation, how I find the relevant information, and then how I put that into the code. Alright, so let's get into it. The use case we're gonna build is pretty common. Let's say an EC2 is started without a proper tag. If that happens, then we're gonna stop the EC2 and then we're gonna send a threatening email to the employee. So let's talk about high-level design. So the Lambda has to be triggered by an event. So in this case, the event is an Amazon CloudWatch event. So every time a EC2 comes up and starts running, that could be that event, and then that's gonna trigger this Lambda. There are other kinds of events such as S3. In case you want to process something every time something is put or deleted from the S3 bucket, you can put S3 as an event as well. Then the AWS Lambda will have all the codes, and that code in this case is gonna reach out to Amazon EC2, gets the tags, and then based on the tags, maybe stop the EC2, and we will notify the employee, right? So the Lambda has to have an IAM role, which has to have the policy to access EC2 and SNS. So a couple of things before we start coding. So boto3 is a AWS software development kit for Python, and you can call any AWS services using boto3 from code. And there is a misconception out there that, oh, boto3 can only be used in Lambda. That's not true. It's basically a SDK for Python, right? So you can write a regular code. That code can run in EC2, EKS, wherever. But however, Lambda is a very, very popular choice. Okay, with that being said, let's start coding. Okay, I'm in the IAM console. Let's click roles, create role, and then choose a use case. So select Lambda, click permissions. So this Lambda needs EC2 and SNS. So I'm gonna type in EC2, scroll down, Amazon EC2 full access. You can even give granular access, but for this demo, I'm just gonna give full access because it's easier. And then type in SNS, Amazon SNS full access. Next tags, next review, role name, I'm gonna give Lambda underscore boto3 demo. How about that? Okay, click create role. Okay, role is created. Now let's go set up the event. Okay, so for this event, I'm gonna go to CloudWatch. So this is super handy. In case you don't know, a lot of times when a particular resource comes up or changes state, they actually send an event to CloudWatch and you can trigger a Lambda based on that. So I'm in the CloudWatch console. Let me make it a little bigger. On the left, you see these events and then rules. So click these rules and then you click create rule. So you can do either scheduled in case you want to just schedule your Lambda. If not, you can select, see all these AWS services, they send the event to CloudWatch when anything changes. So now we have our EC2 event type. We want to say EC2 instance state change notification. But you can see that different kinds of event, EBS volume, EBS snapshot, EC2 spot interruption, EC2 spot, request fulfillment, etc. So let's select EC2 instance state change notification. And do you want for any state? No, we want for EC2 which is running. So basically anytime EC2 starts running, they will send this event. And then we want to do this for any instance. So then the important thing is show sample events. So click this. So this will be the input to the Lambda. So I'm gonna copy this and paste it in a notepad or something. Okay, so this is the JSON Lambda is gonna get in the event. On the right, we have the targets. So I'm actually gonna go create a Lambda and then add that as a target. Okay, I'm in the Lambda console. I'm gonna click create function. My function name, how about EC2 check tags? Okay. I'm gonna do Python 3.6. Choose a create an execution role. Remember, we created the role. We named it Lambda boto3 demo. Click create function. Okay, so let's start coding. So we know the input at this point, right? So this will be the input. So let's look up what boto3 function we need to call to get the tags from the EC2. So I'm going to go to trusty Google and type in boto3 EC2. Okay, click this. Okay, so it says, hey, do import boto3 and initialize a client connection. So I'm just going to copy this, go back to my Lambda, paste it. So generally I will code in like Cloud9 or something, but I wanted to keep the additional overhead minimum for this video because maybe some of you are not used to doing Cloud9. We copy pasted the line. Let's go back to boto3. Now we gotta find which function we need to use. So you might have to search a little bit for this. The names are pretty self-explanatory. Describe. So describe is generally when you get some information, right? So if I scroll down. Aha, describe tags, right? So if I click this, so it's gonna say, describe the specific tags for your EC2 instances. So this is the function we need to use. So it takes dry run and then filters. So filters is the main thing. This is where you pass the resource ID. So basically that's the instance ID. Max results, probably how many results I can get back. The maximum number of results, next token. So all of these are optional. Only thing we need is filters. So what I'm gonna do is copy this. Okay, go to our Lambda. So this I have to put in the body. Okay, so dry run we don't need next token and max results. I'm gonna delete all that as well. Okay, so now let's find out how do we code this filter thing. Let's go back to boto3. Okay, so name string. So basically, okay, so the name has to have these values. Resource ID, resource type. So okay, so ID of the resource. So this will be the ID of the EC2. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Okay, Control C, go back to the Lambda. So here we're gonna put this here, and this should be the instance ID. Where are we getting the instance ID from? Remember, it's coming from the event. So this is the instance ID under detail, right? So we're gonna extract that. So how about we give EC2 underscore instance underscore ID equals to event. So event is the input. So it's under details, and then under details it is instance ID. Pretty straightforward. No, we don't need a loop or anything. Okay, we got the instance ID. Let's copy this. And then here we just gonna paste this. So at this point, before I code the whole thing, what I do is like, I see how the response is coming back. Then we are gonna talk about how to process the tags and SNS, all that stuff, okay? So I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna create a test event, configure test events. Okay, and then I want to show you guys and girls something. So see, there's a template. I mean, maybe you are triggering your Lambda from S3. See, you can select Amazon S3 put and it's gonna give you a JSON. So you can actually test your Lambda without putting something in S3. But for us, we already know the JSON that's coming because we got it from the CloudWatch event. Event name test1. Now to test it, I need to put an actual instance ID, right? Like that's running. So let's see if there's an EC2 running in my AWS account. Okay, so this is running. It has a bunch of tags, which is good. So I'm just gonna get the instance ID. So this is the instance ID, right? So I'm just gonna copy this, go back to my Lambda, and just paste it here, right? It doesn't matter here, the resources don't matter here. You can keep it as is because we are picking up this detail instance ID as our instance ID. Click create. Okay, let's test it out, shall we? Okay, so go up here. Okay, so this is how the tag's coming back. Okay, I'm gonna copy this, paste it in my trusty notepad. Okay, so I reformatted it a little bit so that you guys and girls can see it. So basically all the tags are coming under this tags field, and then there's a list. Okay, and then it's literally key and value pair. So this is the key and this is the value. Okay, let's put a flag in. We're gonna set this flag up. If the special tag is there, we're gonna keep the EC2 up, else we're gonna stop it. So in this case, our EC2 instance does not have the special tag, special underscore exception, right? So we should get the flag as stop. It's not gonna change, but let's test it out. Okay, so it is printing the tags nicely, just the keys and then stop. So basically, but let's test out the positive case as well. We go to the EC2, add a tag, okay? Okay, click save. Go back to our Lambda, click text. Okay, it says do not stop. So our logic is working. So now we're gonna do decision making. Basically stop the EC2 and also send SNS. So now let's research how to stop an EC2 using boto3. Man, there's a lot of boto3 function for EC2. Okay, stop instances. Should be pretty straightforward. Okay, client.stop instances and then instance IDs and then hibernate, dry run, force. Only thing required is the instance IDs. Okay, I'm gonna delete all this because this is all optional stuff. I don't need instance IDs. We already have the instance ID. So this is the instance ID. So I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, so now the next part is sending email. So I'm gonna use SNS. So I'm in SNS. I already have a bad image SNS topic that I'm gonna use. This has one subscription to one of my emails. We have to find boto3 for SNS, right? So I'm just gonna go back to Google and do boto3 SNS. Okay, this doesn't have that many commands, which is good. Okay, we are looking for something that's like a publish email or like something. Okay, here's a publish one. Okay, response equal to client.publish, and then you have the topic earn, target earn, phone number, message. So let's see. Only thing required. So we need the topic earn for sure. I don't know why it's as optional. You can control through other ones. Okay, the message is required. And then subject, we need it for email. Okay, so let's try this. So I'm gonna copy this whole thing. So we're gonna initiate a client for SNS. Here we go. Copy this, go back to Lambda. Okay, so here I'm gonna put SNS client. How about that? Okay, go down to the code. Okay, so topic ARN should be the topic. This is the topic ARN. So I'm just gonna make a variable SNS ARN equals to this. Okay, and this is the email subject. EC2 violated company policy. Is it threatening enough? How about manager will be notified? I think this is proper level of threatening. Don't you guys and girls get these emails like you will do like a very simple thing which like doesn't do any harm or anything, but then you will get this email and then you will be like, oh my god, you gotta have this talk with your manager. I'm gonna open my email mailbox as well. Okay, this is my email. So I confirm subscription. It says that you're gonna get messages from this one. Okay, so now the Lambda is ready, but we still need to go back and put this Lambda in our CloudWatch rule, right? So let's go back to our CloudWatch, click add target, and then, okay, you know what? I think we need to get out and come back in because we created the Lambda after we came back to this rule screen. Add target, EC2. EC2 check tags. Okay, this is good. Click configure details. Name EC2 check tags. Okay, we're gonna enable this create rule. Okay, let's try it out, shall we? So I'm just gonna select this T2 micro that was running. Click action, click launch more like this. Okay, then let's see the tags. It has just one tag's name. So this EC2 should come up and then get stopped because this does not have that special exception tag. Okay, click this. While the EC2 is coming up, a little bit of self-promotion. I do have a full-fledged Udemy course on serverless. It's over 16 hours and over like 180 lectures. Not only I go over AWS Lambda and API Gateway, which are basically basic requirements of serverless. We learn DevOps with entire AWS CI/CD services, code commit, code build, code deploy, code pipeline, code star. We learn AWS SAM, serverless versus container, serverless framework, serverless best practices, architecture patterns, debugging, pair programming using Cloud9, tracing using X-Ray, CloudWatch log insights, how to use security, step functions, comprehend a real-world project, DynamoDB, serverless Aurora, limitation of serverless, and much more. So you can see there are around like 1,650 students already enrolled with pretty decent ratings. And there's a sale going on, and this is available for $9.99. I will put a link in the description. All right, back to our EC2. Ooh, okay, so it became stopping. So basically it came up for running for a second or something. Then the CloudWatch event got triggered, the Lambda got triggered, and then now it's stopping. So we should get an email as well. So it stopped. So if I go to my email, ooh, EC2 violated company policy, manager will be notified. Okay, so it says EC2, this stopped. Alright, so our Lambda is working. Alright guys and girls, that is the video. If you liked the video, please smash that like button and click subscribe. I will see you guys and girls in the next lecture. Bye!